You turn a handle. Water appears. Clean, cold, instant. You've done this maybe 40,000 times in your life, and you have never once wondered how it actually got there. Let's fix that. Sorry in advance, because the water sitting in your tap right now has traveled further than you did last weekend. It's been on a journey, and nobody sent you the itinerary. Here's why you should care. You trust this system more than you trust most people in your life. You drink from it, you cook with it, you brush your teeth with it half asleep at 6 a.m. while quietly questioning everything. A single city can move billions of liters of it a day. Think about that volume, then think about how it has never once let you down. It runs every single day, almost never fails, and you have no real idea what's holding it up. The answer, mostly, is gravity and a lot of deeply unglamorous engineering. Let's follow a single drop. It starts somewhere wet, a reservoir, a lake, a river minding its own business. Or it comes from underground, an aquifer, which is just rock that's been quietly soaked in water for a few thousand years. And before any of that, most of it fell out of the sky as rain and got collected. So technically, your tap water is just very organized weather. Some cities, short on options, take water straight from the sea and rip the salt back out. That's called desalination, and it's about as cheap as it sounds, which is to say, not. Either way, this is step 0. Raw water, untreated. Frankly, disgusting. Because raw water is filthy. It's got dirt, microbes, bits of plant, and bacteria with plants. You are not drinking that, so it goes to a treatment plant where it gets cleaned in stages, each one slightly weirder than the last. First, screens. Big grates that catch the obvious stuff, leaves, twigs, the occasional unlucky fish. Next, they add a chemical that makes all the tiny floating particles clump together into bigger, heavier lumps. Those lumps get too heavy to float, sink to the bottom, and get scraped away. The clearer water on top keeps moving. Then comes the part nobody believes. They filter it through sand, actual sand. Layers of it, plus gravel, catching whatever microscopic stuff survived. And finally, disinfection, usually a careful dose of chlorine to kill anything still alive and misbehaving. What comes out the other end is safe, clean, and ready to drink. Some places also add a little fluoride for teeth and tweak the pH so the water doesn't slowly eat the pipes on the way to you. Thoughtful, but clean water just sitting in a tank is useless. To reach your house, possibly several floors up, it needs pressure. And here's the genius move. You'd think you'd need enormous pumps running constantly, screaming away day and night. You don't. You cheat. With physics, you put the water up high. That is the entire reason water towers exist. They're giant tanks hoisted into the sky, doing nothing all day except being tall. Because water that's up high desperately wants to come down, and that downward want is pressure. Roughly, every 10 meters of height adds about 1 bar of pressure. Give or take. The point stands. The weight of the water above does the work. No drama, just gravity, being reliable. Too little pressure and your shower just dribbles, sad and apologetic. Too much and pipes start bursting. So engineers aim for a comfortable middle, enough to push water upstairs, not enough to fire it through your ceiling. From the towers and pumping stations, the water flows into the mains, a vast hidden network of pipes running underneath your streets. Kilometers of it, a buried circulatory system you walk over every single day and have never once acknowledged. The whole network is kept under pressure all the time, which means at any given moment, behind every tap in the entire city, water is already there. Waiting, leaning against the valve, mildly impatient. A smaller pipe, your service line, branches off the main and runs into your home. On the way in, it passes through a water meter, which counts every liter you use, so the utility can later send you a bill with real feeling behind it. From the meter, it spreads out through the pipes inside your walls and arrives at every tap, shower, and toilet in the building. And then it does the hardest part of the whole journey. Nothing. It just waits. Under pressure. Patient. Slightly menacing. And here's the quietly insane part. This runs non-stop. No weekends, no closing time. Pumps and pressure sensors keep the whole thing balanced around the clock, so the one time you want water at 3 a.m., it's just there. A system this big, failing this rarely, is one of the most underrated achievements in human history. And it all lives under a manhole cover you've stepped on 1,000 times. So here's the thing. When you turn that handle, you are not creating water. You're not even really fetching it. You're just releasing something that was already there, holding its breath. The whole journey, the source, the treatment, the sand, the chlorine, the tower, the kilometers of pipe, all of that already happened. sometimes days ago. By the time it reaches your glass, you're watching the last 2 seconds of an extremely long story. A glass of tap water is a marathon someone else already finished for you. When civilizations collapse, this is one of the first things to go. Clean water on demand is not the natural state of the universe. It's a miracle you happen to find boring. So next time you pour a glass, take 1 second to appreciate it. Then stop, because staring at a tap is genuinely unsettling. If this changed how you look at your own kitchen sink, subscribe. We explain the boring miracles you stopped noticing years ago. Next episode, where all of it goes after you flush. You're going to love that one. Probably.